Hi everybody, I'm Teresa. This is Beginner Vinyasa. For this class you won't need any props and I will be offering modifications and variations to possibly intensify postures depending on where you're at in the practice. Especially with beginner classes, I like to emphasize that the word beginner isn't always what the class is about. You can be a super quote-unquote advanced yogi and learn a lot from a beginner class. So all levels are welcome. All beginner means is that I will be going kind of slower and cueing more directions to hopefully make the postures feel more accessible. But besides that, listen to your body, listen to what feels good. First, find a comfortable seat. So it can look cross-legged like this, or maybe with a pillow under the seat. Especially if you feel this a lot in the hips or in the knees, it might help to sit on a cushion. But find any way that feels comfortable to sit for a couple of minutes. And you can have the palms face up to receive some energy, or if you are feeling a little bit anxious, a little bit airy, you can flip the palms face down for some more grounding energy. From here, just start to let the eyes close, or maybe just soften the gaze somewhere in front of you. And before we do anything, just start to become aware of your breath. So don't try to change it. Become curiously aware of how you're showing up today. And let this mental inventory sort of travel throughout the whole body. So start with the breath, start noticing how the breath feels, but then maybe move into the chest or the arms. You can travel from your head to your toes. Again, without changing anything, without labeling as good or bad, just becoming aware. There's a Sanskrit mantra that goes, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And loosely translated, it means, may all beings everywhere be happy and free, and let my practice in some way contribute to the happiness and well-being of others. So in today's practice, consider this concept, that by taking care of yourself, you end up creating space for others. The more comfortable you feel in your body and in your mind, the more you approach the world in that state of comfort, you're able to be more patient to the people around you, more generous, more compassionate. So let's start to deepen the breath. So taking a couple sighing breaths, breathing in through the nose and breathe out the mouth. We'll do two more. Nice deep breath in. And as you exhale any noise that feels good. One more deep breath in. And exhale, let it all go. Seal the lips, but continue with a nice deep breath. In and out through the nose. Let the air fill you up, maybe start to feeling a little bit of heat, waking up the body. And as you exhale, really relaxing the body, letting it sink into the posture. And then slowly moving into a more natural deep breath, maybe engaging that ujjayi breathing if you already have that in your practice. It's a slight constriction in the back of the throat, making an audible breath in and out through the nose. So beginning to settle in on any intentions or dedications, maybe simply honing in on this concept of Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Bringing both hands to heart center, sealing the fingers close together and pressing the thumb into the sternum as the sternum lifts into the thumbs. We'll seal all these intentions or dedications with one more sighing breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Starting to blink open the eyes, taking in the mat, taking in your space. Go ahead and clasp your hand together. And then as you inhale, let the arms sweep up overhead, palms up towards the ceiling. Lift the gaze here, finding a seated cow, opening up the whole front body. And as you exhale, we'll once again bring those palms together, the knuckles in front of you, chin to the chest as you find a cat, spreading those shoulder blades wide, really arching the back. Inhale, seated cow. Lifting the gaze, lifting the hands, arching the back. And exhale, seated cat, tucking the chin to the chest, spreading the shoulder blades wide. Good. 2 more as you inhale with your own breath. Then exhale. 1 more. Good. From here, go ahead and clasp the arms behind your back. You can grab opposite wrists, opposite forearms, or opposite elbows, depending on your shoulder flexibility. And not forcing the shoulders back, but letting the shoulders draw down and together and away from the ears. From here, as you inhale, growing tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, bring your left ear to your left shoulder. And we'll stay here for 2 more breaths. So every inhale, lifting through the heart. And exhale, the ear comes a little closer to the shoulder. 1 more. Inhale, the head back to center. And we'll exhale, right ear, right shoulder. 2 more breaths. And every breath brings you a little bit deeper. 1 more. As you inhale back to center, you can release the grip of the arms, and we'll make our way to Tadasana at the top of the mat, mountain pose. So every posture comes from mountain pose. Big toes are touching, the feet are close together, the heels might have a little bit of space, or they can be touching depending on how your hips are. Pressing down through the feet, all of the toes are grounded. We'll begin to sort of externally rotate the legs, so pulling the feet apart, letting the tailbones tuck slightly, nice and tall through the spine, shoulders are relaxed. Good. We're going to move through a few rounds of a Hatha sun salutations, Surya Namaskar. And we'll take it slow to start. So finding your Tadasana, mountain pose, nice and strong. As you inhale, the arms sweep up overhead, reaching through the fingers, lengthening both sides of the ribs. And as you exhale, forward fold, let it go. Relax the knees. So you can bend into the knees, let the head and neck relax. We're going to be here for 2 more breaths. Maybe inhale, lengthen a little bit. And exhale, folding again. Maybe slowly starting to straighten the legs. We're starting to let the hands slide down further. Good. From here, planting both hands down onto the ground. Step the right foot back, drop the back knee. Inhale, look forward, lift the gaze, shift the hips. You can be up nice and high on your fingers to create the space so you're not dumping all the weight into the left leg. 2 more breaths here. Every inhale, lifting. Every exhale, drawing the hips forward. Good, last breath here. Good. Planting the hands, lifting that back knee, step the left foot back, plank pose. From plank pose, we'll start to move through the first vinyasa. So as you inhale and plank, fingers are really wide. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Slide forward like an inchworm, moving into cobra pose as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, make your way to downward facing dog. So it's the first down dog of the class. We'll be here for a few breaths. Go ahead and pedal out the feet. We can bend the knees, maybe a little side to side feels good. Keeping the spine nice and long. So if you notice your back is sort of arched and your shoulders are coming more over your wrists, go ahead and bend through the knees, draw the chest back towards the thighs, keeping the arms long, the spine long. So you never have to have straight legs. Your heels never have to find the mat, but the energy is pulling down as the hips lift up, just to keep the spine long. As you inhale, look between the hands and step your right foot all the way forward. Drop the back knee, and then inhale, lift the gaze, shift the hips forward. You can come up on fingertips again. So now we're on the other side with this lunge. 2 more breaths here. Every inhale, lifting through the heart. Exhale, bending to the right knee, drawing the hips forward. 1 more breath here. Good, 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, the left foot steps forward to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Good, from this forward fold, as you inhale, let the arms sweep all the way up to the sky. Maybe the palms touch as the gaze lifts by the thumbs. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Great. Inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Again, you can bend the knees as much as you need to here. 1 more breath. On your next exhale, plant the hands. This time the left foot steps back first. Drop the back knee. Inhale, draw the hips forward, lift the gaze. You can be high up on fingertips. 2 more breaths. And 1 more. Don't strain the neck to really look up, but sort of keep the neck long. Planting through the hands, lifting the back knee, the right foot steps back, plank pose. Fingers are wide, we'll move through another vinyasa as you inhale here. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, slide through baby cobra or cobra, keep those hips grounded. And exhale, making your way to downward facing dog. Good. Couple breaths here. Maybe this round you stay in stillness. If you still need to wiggle, that's okay too. But challenge yourself not to fidget. Really become present in the posture and feel all the sensations that are happening in your body while you're here. Starting to look forward, giant step forward with your left foot all the way to the top of the mat, between the hands. Drop the back knee. Inhale, lift the gaze, shift the hips forward, up high on fingertips. Good, 1 more breath. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, we'll step that right foot forward, forward fold. As you inhale, the arms sweep all the way up to the sky. Maybe you add even a back bend here. As the palms touch, you lift the gaze towards your thumbs. And then as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Great, so that was 1 full round of Hatha Surya Namaskar, or Hatha Sun Salutation. So we're gonna go through that again, but a little bit faster. Again, being patient with yourself. If this is your first Surya Namaskar, it might seem a little confusing with the left and right. Just stay as present as you can and welcome the sensations that come up. As you inhale, arms sweep up, option to add that back bend. Exhale, forward fold, release. Planting the hands, step the right foot back. Drop the back knee as you inhale, lift the gaze, shift the hips forward. We'll just stay here for one extra breath. Inhaling. Plant the hands, lift the back knee, left foot steps back, plank pose. Inhaling in high plank. Exhale, vinyasa. So lower knees, chest, and chin. If you have chaturanga in your practice, you can do that too. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right away this time, we'll step the right foot forward between the hands, drop the back knee. Inhale, lift the gaze, shift the hips forward. Staying for that one extra breath. Taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, the left foot steps forward, forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up to the sky. Option to add that back bend. And this time we'll dive straight back down, forward fold. Plant the hands, the left foot steps back. Drop the back knee, inhale, shift the hips forward, lift the gaze. Staying for that extra breath. Plant the hands, lift the back knee, the right foot steps back, plank pose. Extra inhale and plank. And exhale, vinyasa, lowering down, knees, chest, and chin or chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, the left foot steps forward, between the hands. Drop the back knee, inhale, lift the gaze, shift the hips forward. Extra breath. One more inhale. And as you exhale, that right foot steps forward, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up to the sky. Option to add that back bend, and then as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Good, find that Tadasana. Hands come by your side, long through the spine, really rooted down through the feet, active through the legs, active through the core. So we're really lifting here as we're pressing the legs apart, tucking the tailbone, squeezing through the abdomen. So as I said, all postures stem from Tadasana. So we strive for this steady, grounded sensation in all of our yoga postures. Good. From here, inhale the arms up to the sky, but keep the gaze neutral. Really root down through the right foot, making our way into a warrior three pose. The right foot stays grounded, and you start to shift forward, the left toes hovering off the floor. So this is a really strong warrior two, one long line from the top of the head all the way to the left heel. You can start to pivot your way forward, becoming more parallel to the earth. Keeping that drishti, that gaze, centered somewhere to help keep you balanced. Good. And if you fall out of this pose, it's okay. That's why this is called the yoga practice, right? Just make your way back into it. One more inhale. Imagine like you're being pulled in opposite directions. And as you exhale, take a big step back with the left foot. So root down through both heels as you straighten the right leg. We're going to make our way into pyramid pose. So heel toe your right foot a little bit more to the right so that your feet are on railroad tracks instead of one in front of the other. From here, the arms are lifted. Inhale, lift through the crown. And as you exhale, leading with the heart, folding over the right leg. Once you can't go any farther, you can relax your hands wherever they come. So you might be all the way down on the floor, you might be by the ankle, you might be on the shin, you could be up above the knee, but avoid the knee joint wherever you are. Press enough through the right foot that your right knee is not locked. The gaze is on the right big toe, or if you're very folded, it can be back by your left big toe. So this is a really intense stretch. Another name for this posture is intense leg stretch. Good, one more breath here, making sure that the heart is nice and open, the collarbone is wide. Making our way into a modified triangle pose, keeping your right hand rooted down wherever it is, whether it's on the mat or on your leg. And as you press down into the right hand, you can use your left index finger to trace along your right arm, across your chest, and up to the sky. So triangle pose. So this is modified because it's a little bit shorter than a traditional triangle pose, but it has all the same benefits. Good. One more breath here. Imagine stacking all the joints of the arms on top of each other. This left wrist, elbow, shoulder is directly above the right shoulder, elbow, wrist. If you're very wobbly, walking your feet apart more on those railroad tracks will help. Rooting down through the feet as you inhale, rise up for a reverse triangle, a peaceful triangle. The right arm reaches up overhead, the left hand slides down the left leg. Nice. And then coming back to center, bring your hand to your hips and drop the back knee down. So we're coming into this nice 90-90. So both of my knees are directly above, or I have these 90-degree angles. My right knee is above my right ankle, my left knee is below my left hip. If you want something to cushion the left knee, we're gonna be here just for a little while, so it might feel good to have that cushion, either a blanket or just holding the mat. So from here, you'll inhale, lifting up nice and tall through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand to your lower back, your left hand outside the right knee. So finding a twist. Now, depending on how your body feels, I'm going to walk you into deeper and deeper variations of this twist, and you'll stop where it feels good. So this is the first stop, maybe even shifting the gaze over your right shoulder. You can slowly start to slide this left arm down the right leg to come deeper and deeper into the pose. Imagine rolling this right shoulder back away from the ears. And then if this feels good to you, you want to go even deeper, then you can find prayer hands, pressing into the palms, shifting the heart space more towards the thumbs. Wherever you are, we're going to be here for 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more. Nice and long, slow, deep, in and out through the nose. As you inhale, making your way back to center in that 90-90 posture. Clasp the hands together, bring them over the right knee, and sort of lean onto the knee so that you can tuck the back toes and walk the back knee back a little bit. We're coming back into that low lunge. From here, you can keep the hands grounded, drawing the hips forward, bending into the right knee, or you can start to extend the arms straight, moving into more of a back bend, and you'll feel this a lot probably in your left hip flexor. We're pressing evenly through both feet. And the last option for the last 2 breaths is to lift the arms, find that full crescent lunge. Gaze follows the thumbs. 1 more breath. Good. As you inhale, come back to center. Bring both hands to the mat, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. The right foot steps back for plank pose. Deep breath in. And exhale, we'll flow it away with a vinyasa, lowering down, knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, sliding through cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. So 1 breath and down dog. As you inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, tippy-toe your way all the way up to the top of the mat. As you inhale, lift halfway, find length through the spine. Palms find the shins. Exhale, fold forward again, release. Inhale, the arms sweep up to the sky. Option to add that back bend if it helps you feel nice and long. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Nice. So let's find that Tadasana. Again, real strong through the legs, long through the core, long through the spine. Shoulders are relaxed. From Tadasana, you'll inhale, the arms sweep up. Really rooting down through the left foot this time, shifting the weight onto the left side, keeping one long line from the top of the head to the right heel. We'll start to pivot forward for our warrior 3. So knowing, again, this is as much a warrior 3 as becoming fully parallel to the earth is, as long as you're one straight line. So the whole back body is active here. And if you fall out of it, give yourself a smile and make your way back in. One more inhale. Exhale, big step back with the right foot. Straighten both legs. Walk that left foot a little bit more to the left side. Both hips are facing forward. Our feet are on those railroad tracks. As you inhale, the arms lift. And exhale, lead with the heart as you fold over the left leg. And once you can't go any farther, that's when you relax the hands to wherever they land. So it'll probably be a little bit different on this side. It can be on the ground, on your ankle, shin, or up on the thigh. Just making sure to not lean on that left knee and not lock out the joint. Good, so 2 more breaths. One more. Finding that modified triangle pose, the left hand stays grounded wherever it is on your leg or on the floor as you trace your right index finger along the left arm, across the collarbone and up to the sky. So staying nice and even in both feet. Both hips are still facing forward, opening through the heart space, really reaching with those right fingers to find a little bit of lift here. And the gaze follows the right hand up to the sky. Last breath here, stacking the joints, the heart space is open. Rooting down to the feet as you inhale, we'll sweep up into that reverse triangle or peaceful triangle. Right hand slides down the back leg, the left arm reaches up and back. And then finding center, hands come to the hips. Drop the back knee. Find that 90-90 once again. Left knee above the left ankle, the right knee just below the right hip. So as you inhale, reaching up with the fingers. Exhale, the left hand comes to the lower back, the right hand crosses over to the outside of the left knee. And again, making your way deeper and deeper into this pose until it feels like a good twist for you. Maybe starting to shift the gaze back over the left shoulder, starting to slide this right hand down the outside of the left knee. If you want to go even deeper, then you'll find the prayer hands, press into the palms, roll this right shoulder back, heart space towards the thumbs. 2 more breaths. Last one. As you inhale, back to center, clasping the hands, resting those hands on your left knee, just so that you can tuck the back toe and walk that back foot back, or the back knee back, so that you're in this nice deep low lunge, making your way into the crescent lunge, starting by just bending into the left knee, the hips draw towards the front of the mat. Maybe you start to straighten the arms. And then, of course, the last step is to find that full crescent with the arms reaching up overhead, gaze follows the thumbs. 2 more breaths. Just noticing where you feel this pose. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, the hands frame the left foot. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. The left foot steps back, plank pose. Inhaling in plank. And exhale, Vinyasa your way, lowering down either knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. The elbows stay close to the body. Inhale, slide through cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome. So in down dog, let's take a cleansing breath. So breathing in through the nose, side out the mouth. We'll do one more, taking in all the stress of the week. And exhale, really let it go. Make any noise you want. Profanities are okay. From here, inhale the right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Keep the hips facing down towards the floor, right toes towards the floor. And as you exhale, big step forward, right foot comes between the hands. Root down through the feet. First inhale, rise up, high lunge. Good. So in high lunge, the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. You're bending really deep into the right knee, but you can still see the right big toe. And then you're still very active with your left leg. So much that your left kneecap lifts, and that'll actually protect the joint. And you're high on the left ball of the left foot. Good. So one more inhale. And then turning to the left, we'll make our way into a wide-legged forward fold. So we're in star pose. All 10 toes are facing the left side of the mat, arms nice and wide, hands come to the hips. From here, inhale, lift the gaze, lift the heart. And as you exhale, keep the hands on the hips as you fold forward. So keeping your hands on your hips will keep your shoulders away from the ears. You're leading with the heart, so spine is nice and long. And it's okay if you fold to here. You know, just letting the backs of the legs open, spine be nice and long. And then once you've found your deepest wide-legged forward fold, then you can release the hands either in front of you to the mat or maybe down the sides of the legs by your ankles. By the way, this is one of my favorite yoga posture names in Sanskrit. It's Prasarita Padottanasana. This is a fun fact. One more breath here. If your hands are on your ankles, start to bring them onto the mat beneath your head. And we're going to start to bend into one knee at a time. So if you have Skandasana in your practice, that's what we're moving towards. So again, stopping wherever it feels good for you. You can stay bending just right and left. Maybe you bend to the right and you kind of stay there. You let the left toes lift. And then shifting over to the left, keeping this left heel grounded. The right toes lift. So the heels never lift off the floor, no matter what you're choosing. Maybe someday you bring both hands to heart center and you don't use your hands at all to switch sides. So we'll go back and forth one more time on each side. Good. And then the next time you're at the front of the mat, go ahead and plant the hands, step that right foot back, float away with a vinyasa, or come right to downward facing dog. Exhale, lower, elbows close to the body. Inhale, back bend, keep the hips grounded. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. From down dog, inhale, look between the hands. Bring the hands a little bit closer together. Smile, and hop your feet outside your hands all the way to the top of the mat. Dropping into Malasana Yogi Squat. So keeping the heels grounded, elbows are inside the knees. That might mean your squat looks like this, with the seat lifted. That's okay. You're working on pressing into the elbows, opening up the hips, keeping the heart open, like you're pulling the heart through the knees here. So whether you're up nice and high, or if you're down here, starting to draw the heart through the knees, heels are always grounded. I know a lot of people, they want to get their seat really low. That means that their toes come up. But the integrity of the posture needs the heels to stay grounded. So wherever you are, start to soften your gaze, soften your breath. We'll be here for 2 more. Good, last breath. Nice. Bringing the hands down to the floor, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift the hips, find a sort of wide fold. You can bend through the knees, let the arms relax, or maybe grab opposite elbows for a ragdoll pose. I like to rock a little side to side and shake my head back and forth, just releasing the upper back as opposed to the hamstrings, which is what we normally get in the forward folds. And then bringing the hands down to the earth, heel toe those feet together, and we'll just step the right foot all the way back. Rooting down through the feet, we'll inhale up, high lunge on the left side. I didn't forget. Keeping that deep bend in the left knee, make sure you can see the left big toe, the right leg's really active, up high on the right toes. Shoulders are relaxed, spine is long. If you feel this a lot in your lower back, it might help to squeeze through the core more, or it might help to lean a little bit more forward onto the front leg. One more inhale. Exhale, both hands frame that left foot. Step the left foot back, and it's your choice if you want to do another vinyasa or come right to down dog. If you vinyasa, exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome. From down dog, inhale and look between the hands. Exhale, step or jump all the way to the top of the mat. And then slowly coming all the way to sit. Making our way into Navasana, boat pose. So starting to rock back, letting the feet be light. There's no discomfort, you're not on a tailbone. Feet come parallel to the mat. You can use your hands to support behind the knees, but don't have that death grip. Make sure that you're using the core as you keep the heart lifted. You can also have the palms face up, and you'll know when you need support if your boat starts to sink a little bit. Maybe you start to extend the legs straight. And then lastly, maybe you extend the arms straight. Good. From here, the next breath, we're gonna take that deep breath in. We're gonna take 8 full counts to lower all the way down into our back. Inhale. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Relax. So taking a breath here. Good, on our back. Start to bring the soles of the feet onto the floor, about hips width distance apart. We're gonna go through 2 rounds of bridge. So the feet are hips width distance apart, but very close to the body. Hands come palms face down by your sides. Imagine your feet are close enough that you can almost touch them with your fingers. So preparing for the first round of bridge, you'll take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale through the nose, lift the hips off the floor. Press through the feet, press the palms, engage the arms. The head and shoulders are still grounded, so there's no extra weight in the neck, there's no strain there. Every inhale, maybe lifting the hips a little bit higher. Exhale, pressing more through the arms and through the feet. Good, 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale, slow and controlled, lower all the way down. 1 vertebrae at a time. You can windshield wiper your legs side to side. It feels good. So the second round, you can choose to do the same as the first, or I will walk you through ways to take it a little bit deeper. Again, stop when it feels like a good stretch, then there's no pain. So for that second round, we'll start the same as the first. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift the hips, press through the feet, press through the palms. You want to take it deeper, clasping the hands behind your back. Roll 1 shoulder at a time under, and then press the pinky side of the hand into the floor. Lift the hips even higher. If you want to take it even deeper than that, start to walk your feet a little bit closer and come up high on the toes. Still pressing into the pinky side of the hand. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. So wherever you decided to take it, letting the hips reach, and then grounding through the hands and feet. No strain in the neck. One more inhale here. And then starting to come out the same way you came in. So grounding down the heels, releasing the hands, coming down 1 vertebrae at a time. You can windshield wiper the legs side to side. Good. From here, bring your right knee into your chest. Clasp your hand around the right shin. Extend the left leg onto the floor. Flex through both feet. Start to draw this right knee nice and close towards your right shoulder. So avoiding the rib cage, you're a little bit to the side. Both shoulders are grounded, but you're using your arm muscles to really pull this leg in. This posture is really good for digestion, good for stomach aches. It opens up the hips. Good, 1 more breath. And from here, we're going to come into half happy baby. So keeping your right hand on your right leg, you'll start to bring the right hand inside the right knee towards the outside of the right foot. The sole of the foot is up towards the ceiling instead of pointing towards the top of your mat. And you're pulling this right knee in towards your armpit as if someday it could tap the floor next to you. So again, a lot of strength here, no pain, just finding a good stretch. If when you do this, you have a lot of strain in your neck or your shoulders are lifted, you can instead grab behind the right knee. And it's the same stretch, just flexing through the right foot, right sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Use your left hand while you're here to press into this left hip, keeping that whole left side grounded and noticing maybe if you feel a stretch in the left hip as well, the left hip flexor. Good, one more breath here. I know this is an intense pose. And then releasing the grip of the right hand on the right knee, start to bring the right knee back towards center, and we'll make our way into a twist here. So the left hand will grab the right leg. The right arm will extend out to the side as you draw this right leg across your body over to the left side, relaxing into this twist. So it could definitely be difficult to keep your right shoulder grounded. I encourage you to have the energy of that shoulder grounded, but it's okay if it lifts off of the mat. Maybe start to close the eyes, or maybe the gaze actually shifts towards the right fingers, if that feels okay on your neck. Last breath here. As you inhale, start to draw this right leg back to center, extend both legs straight. Switching sides, the left knee comes in towards the chest, clasping around the left shin. The left knee comes towards the left shoulder, avoiding the ribs, flexing through both feet. 2 breaths. Both shoulders are grounded, no strain in the head or neck, but using your muscles to pull the leg close. Making your way into that half happy baby. The left hand comes inside the left knee for the outside of the left foot, lifting the foot so that the foot is up towards the ceiling and pulling the knee towards your shoulder so much that someday it'll touch the mat next to you. Right hand rests on your right hip, keeping this right side grounded as much as possible. Flexing through both feet. Stay here for one more breath. And then starting to bring that knee back to center. This time the right hand grabs the left leg as you draw it across the body. The left arm extends straight, making your way into that twist. Maybe the eyes close. Last breath here. And then as you inhale back to center, bring both knees in towards your chest. Squeeze them in nice and close. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. And then make your way into Shavasana. So let yourself lie on your back. However, you can get completely comfortable. You can have your hands on your abdomen. You can have your hands open wide. Closing the eyes if they're open. Softening the space between your eyebrows. Softening your jaw, unclenching the teeth. Letting all the muscles of the face relax. And letting this relaxation travel down the body. The neck and shoulders. The biceps, the elbows. The forearms and the hands. the chest and the stomach, the shoulders and the back. Relaxing the hips, the upper legs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, and the feet. Letting yourself stay here for a few breaths to integrate all of this knowledge, all of this healing from our practice. And I'll bring you back in just a minute. Keeping the eyes closed. Don't move a muscle. You're still in Shavasana. Begin to acknowledge that you showed up. Acknowledge that you've done the work. Seal in whatever it is you need from this practice. And then you can wiggle the fingers and toes. You can roll out the wrists, roll out the ankles. Take some nice deep breaths. As your movements grow bigger, maybe you find a full body stretch with the arms reaching up overhead. And then you roll over onto the right side and draw the knees in towards your chest for fetal pose. Keeping the eyes closed, when you feel ready, slowly and gently bring yourself back up to sit. Whenever you get here, the hands can either rest on the knees like in the beginning of class, or they can come to heart center. I'd like to thank you all so much for sharing your practice with me. It's been such an honor guiding you. And I hope that you can give yourself permission to take care of yourself, because when you approach the world from a state of comfort within you, you're able to give the world that compassion and patience that it needs. Namaste.